Good day and welcome back to another DB Legends video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at Tamagami number 3, how good he is in DB Legends and whether he is a solid unit for you to use on your Dimer team. Now Tamagami number 3 is really a interesting character. So whereas I think the most popular characters outside of the Legends Limited Dimer characters have been Majin Du and Majin Ku through their support capabilities, Tamagami number 3 is very different. He's not a outright support unit. In fact, he is actually just more a special damage dealer. That's essentially his big ticket factor. He works to deal damage. Now, one of his main abilities that he has, or his main ability that he has, is his Hammer Heat Crusher. This is his ultimate art that he draws from his main ability. Its damage fluctuates entirely based on how many cards are destroyed. So, for example, if 0 cards are destroyed, if your hand is empty when you use it, he gets 40% boost to ultimate damage and 40% to his crit rate. This is pretty big because the Heat Hammer Crusher can actually do a lot of great work. Firstly, it destroys all of your enemy's cards, which is great. It gives you a 50% ultimate damage infliction, and it does a huge reduction to enemies' health restoration and their arts card draw speed. So it can do big damage yourself, like it can do big damage. It also, basically, if you apply it correctly with his main ability, can be a great way to refresh your hand. So it's really good from that perspective. Outside of that, there's not really too much that he actually does. He's relatively tanky, I would say, but he's nothing too crazy. He gives a flat damage inflicted buff by allied tag timer or weapon wielder characters, which is useful. But the rest of his utility isn't on par with Majin Ku or Majin Du. So for example, he is a very straightforward kind of assault character. He essentially is there to potentially be a damage dealer if you need a replacement for one of the Legends Limiteds. So if you only have one Legends Limited, if you've only got SS4, maybe you don't have Majin Ku, or maybe you like to run the double damage dealer lineup, then he's okay for that. Basically, he has some decent key control. He reduces enemy key when he enters into battlefield, which is pretty decent. He does seal enemy special arts and Rising Rush and main abilities, which is really where I think he has his most merit. So when you switch him in, his big merit is that sealing. He essentially seals almost everything that they do, and this means you can use him to help kind of hopefully break up their playstyle, outside of them literally just throwing strike arts or blast arts at you. When he is on the battlefield, he restores his HP, which is pretty good, and he does shorten ally substitution count, which is pretty good. Basically, if he gets defeated, he does also obviously help by increasing your Dragon Balls. Aside from that, his big functionality is to do striking and special move cards. He needs to strike combo into special moves. He restores his vanishing gauge for strikes or special moves. If he's hit while with an enemy's attack, he has a little bit of health restoration, but it's nothing crazy. It only activates 2 or 3 times. Like he's not there to be an emergency oh damn unit. He's more like a once-off. Okay, if you have him comboed out, he can be okay, but beyond that, he's not like insane. And yeah, if you gain 3 or more Dragon Balls while he's not defeated, he gets a huge damage boost. So he's a good damage dealer. Personally, for me, I think he's a really, really good damage dealer. And he is a Rising Rush booster for your team, but that's his role. His role is to throw in some Dragon Balls for you. His role is to do some decent strike or special damage. And then he's a little bit of a disruptor to the opposition, but not on the level of like a true support. Like a Majin Ku, Majin Du type of thing. I think he's okay. Definitely now with like having so many decent Legends Limited options, and with him competing with Gloria, and with him competing with Majin Ku, Majin Du, I think he's okay. Like I think he's just competing with a lot for those final slots. Like you would use Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, Super Saiyan 4 Goku. You would use even Red Legends Limited Super Saiyan Goku Mini, or probably before you use Tamagami number 3. like Majin Ku, Majin Du are more impactful as well. They're very, very good. They heal, they support, they stun. They do a lot. They improve your health restoration. Like, they're very, very solid. And then even Gloria with his new equip is a blast based alternative to Tamagami number 3. Maybe he'll get a plat like Gloria, kind of. And that could really elevate him into being a very competitive strike option. But his current role is basically, if you don't have a good strike option, then you are able to use Tamagami 3 on a diamond team. That is essentially what he amounts to. Not that he's bad at all. I think he's quite good, actually. But it's really just more that question of like, okay, do I have a strike unit for Daima? No, I don't. Okay, I'll use Tamagami 3. He's okay. Outside of the Daima team, he is not anything crazy. Like, I wouldn't sell on using him as a strike damage dealing for almost any other team. There's just no real reason for it, personally, because you're not getting a lot out of it. Like, the only utility he does have is Dragon Ball acquisition and boosting Daima characters. So, if you're not going to run him the way he's meant to be run, then I feel like you lose a lot of that ability. Just in general. I just think, he's a good unit. Like, I have nothing against him. I think he's good. He's just one of those units that's just not going to last long as a damage dealer. You can always take someone by surprise with their ultimate arts, because it does do pretty decent damage. But like I said, I don't think you're going to have overwhelming success if you use him. He's more a stopgap if you just need that third Daima unit to kind of fulfill a lot of the Daima requirements. But and even his boost, unless he's like fully red starred, isn't insane. Overall, a good unit, just not one for a long time, which is a shame, but still solid right now, at least in my opinion. Bye.